This is Dispatches from Myrtle Beach with Charles Neal and my son Link from Good Mythical Morning. How you doing, Link?
I'm doing good, Dad. How about you?
Doing good.
Are you sure? Because I saw something when you sat down, and
that's just
your finger,
just
your middle
just
finger
another one
is.
them.
Let me
Just
hold
black.
it up. Yeah. Why is the entire tip of your middle finger black?
'Cause I tried to catch a piece of ceramic tile last week, and it was some high dollar stuff, and I didn't know if the man had enough, and I didn't want it to break, so I cushioned my fingers, tried to catch it, and then it ended up under it, and it didn't break, but it mashed the hell out of my fingers, what it did.
Ooh, that must have been a heavy thing of tile.
It wasn't just regular ceramic tile, it was marble, so it was a lot heavier than ceramic, and it fell over and just landed on it just right. So,
and what did you say? Did you have a conversation with this tile immediately following this incident?
Well, I don't think I just said, I'm glad the piece of tile didn't break, so I didn't have to cut another one, and my finger was hurting. I thought I was going to have to drill a hole in it to let the blood out, but I didn't have to.
Which it sounds like that's the type of thing you've done before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Well, you just get you a pair of needle nose pliers and get you a needle and wet it with alcohol, and then you take a match or something and get it real hot and just pop it right down in, and it'll pop a hole right down through your fingernail, and then the blood will just shoot right up through the air.
Oh, Dad! What?
Hey, I did 3 fingers like that one time. That one, and I believe it was this one, and had to pop a hole in all of them.
When you said pop a hole, you're talking about what you described was burning a hole through the middle of your fingernail.
Yep.
With a piping hot needle?
Yes. Because it's hot, and the way your fingernail's pretty thin, it'll just pop and go right down through there. Hey, anybody, any of you Myrtle Beach, if you ain't never mashed a finger, that's good. But if you've mashed one, and that blood gets in it if it's real bad, every time your heart beats, your finger throbs. It says boom, boom, boom. And if you pop a hole in it and let the pressure off of it and let the blood out of it, all that stops and your fingers don't hurt no more. So that's just an old remedy.
Okay.
Hell, Logan, I might have to save that for the other thing.
Oh, yeah.
Other thing. Okay, I'm intrigued now. It's too late. Too late to save anything. You weren't even going to talk about your finger. So, but
No.
this one you didn't have to quote pop a hole in your
Nope.
in your nail.
No.
Because the swelling went down on its own. But I refuse to
believe
believe
throbbing.
that you told me that the moment that it hit, you were expressing gratitude that the tile didn't break. I find that a bit hard to believe that the first thing out of your mouth was gratitude.
Well, I didn't say it was gratitude. I just said I was glad the piece of tile didn't break.
Did you?
And then I probably did. I have gotten better about cussing and fussing when something happens to me. So
why is that? You just accept it?
Yeah, well, I probably just said, darn, I wish I hadn't have done that and let the tile break.
Darn, I wish I hadn't have done that. Darn, I wish I hadn't have done that.
And that's about what I done. Darn, I wish I hadn't have done that. And I was holding on to my finger. Yeah.
I had to do that again, I wouldn't have done it. Well, I mean, did you put it in your mouth? Yeah, that seems to be an instinct. I don't know if that's just a child thing that I haven't gotten rid of, but like, when you hit when you like smush your hand or something, you want to like put it in your mouth. You don't have that urge?
No, I probably had too much thin set from
too dirty
putting on the walls and stuff to be able to, that I wanted to stick it in my mouth.
All right. I don't know why that is.
Especially when you're young and you mash your finger or you do something you want to say.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So Dr. Neal is in the house.
I don't know, but when Nana worked for the dentist office, I mashed mine one time, I think all the way across my hand, part of my hand and my fingernails, and I went over to the dentist office and she took that little drill and popped a hole in them.
Well, this is a common practice. She used the dentist drill to pop a hole in your nail. Yeah,
when I was about 25.
Okay. Wow. I met a woman at Rhett's house, and in passing, and I noticed that she had a shiny finger, and I didn't get the story from her. But Rhett told me later that she had closed her finger in a car door.
I have done that.
Well, and then when she went to the doctor, they said that she lost her fingertip. It had to come off. They had to amputate her fingertip off. Yeah, and she was, and so in it was like a ring finger, and then in the place of the last knuckle, she had a decorative metal fingertip that she had. I don't know what she did. Somehow
boy, I don't believe I'd have went along with the doctor on that. I'd have said pop a hole in my fingernail and I'll be all right next week.
Yeah. She did not get the memo. She should have gone to you. Yeah, or a dentist, I guess.
A nurse.
But she's it's kind of a villain thing. It's pretty cool. She got a villain finger. You know what I'm saying? Golden finger. Silver fingered lady.
Sounds like if she mashes a finger again, she needs to get another doctor.
I'll tell Rhett to tell her.
Yeah, because
all you got to do is heat up a needle or go to a dentist. Dentist.
Yeah, well, not the dentist. Your mama that works at the dentist office.
Yeah.
You got to have a little inside to be able to do that. And all that. But,
well, you seem all right, so I'm glad. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something. Did you have a good Valentine's Day?
Well, last week we were talking. That's when the wrist injury happened.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But that's all you. I mean, isn't that all you need to know? That my Valentine's weekend, it wasn't just a day; it was a whole weekend, and
Yeah.
That's all you need to know that I had a good time.
That's all I need to know. Yeah, except for you, and you didn't tell me anything about that when you told me you were out in the desert.
We were in the desert outside of Joshua Tree. Yeah, and you know what? It was it was Airbnb, wonderfully isolated. Had boulders in the backyard. It had like this pool with a little deck, and I laid down on that deck, naked as a jaybird. Yeah. See, you perk up because you like that idea. You like being naked outside. It feels good. I did have on a robe, but then the robe came off. I was like, you know what they say? They say you need to get some sun down there.
Yeah.
I think it's good for it to get some sun down there on it. And that, it needs to see the light of the day. It's like having a well, I was going to say a cat, but I'm not going to talk about it like it's a cat. I'm going to say it's like it's like having a snake. It's like having
that would be better.
It's like having a big old indoor snake. Never been out. You tote it around everywhere, this snake, but you keep it under wraps, and it never sees the light of day. And so I wanted my python to to experience the
you wouldn't
the
be
desert
embellishing.
sun.
You ain't embellishing a little bit, are you?
Well, I didn't say.
You said python. I mean,
well,
pythons.
They come in all sizes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you are right.
I'm just checking.
I like how you assumed that it was a big python. That's on you,
Yeah.
and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I let the robe just kind of, I just let it open.
So it was just you and Christy there. You did. That was it.
Well, Christy wasn't even there. Christy was in the house taking a nap. It was just me in the desert, and I flapped that robe open. I said, "Well, I'm gonna take a look." And he took a look, and then we stood. It was nice. And then after a while, I was like, "Ooh, I don't want to be getting burnt down there."
No.
And I rolled over in such a way, I was like, I think I'm about to fall asleep. So I'm going to fall asleep, get a little tan on the backside. And when Christy gets up from her nap, she's going to come down here to this pool, and she's going to be in for a pleasant surprise. And so not only did I fall asleep, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I put a knee up. I put a knee out. You know how like the legs can be down, and then you can put a knee up. I put a knee up kind of because I wanted the sun to get inside the cheeks a little bit.
Okay.
So it was like the cheeks were spread out a little bit. So the sun got all the way.
That's a lot of information. All the way in.
The sun, and you know what that is? I think everybody needs to experience that before they die.
That's kind of a delicate place for the sun to be getting to.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I can say there's no place on my body where the sun has not shone. And it was a hell of a nap. I loved it. But Christy didn't wake up in time to see it. I woke up from my nap before she woke up from hers, and I had to go in the house and wake her up. And I said, "You missed it. I was hoping you were going to come out and see me with my knee out." Now, don't go telling me that you haven't sunbathed in the nude. I know you well enough to know that this is probably an occurrence.
Well, it's happened in my lifetime. It's been a pretty good while, but
it's free.
Yeah.
Spread your cheeks and let the breeze come down through the valley.
Well, I think we're gonna get off your cheeks and my cheeks.
Okay, whatever.
But I brought it up.
It's your show.
You told me about it.
You asked me.
If you haven't seen, my son's best friend, Rhett, is learning how to be a better songwriter by sitting down with some amazing musicians in a new 3-part series called That Song's a Song, So Song's a Song. In the first part, he's talking with Orville Peck. Go check it out and tell them you're a Myrtle Beast. Life gets busy, but your nutrition doesn't have to suffer. Ready to optimize your meals this year? Factor has got you covered with chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well incredibly easy. These meals are dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes. So whether you're juggling work, workouts, or just a life in general, Factor helps you feel right and feel great. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. Okay, so all you Myrtle Beasts, Factor sent me some meals, and let me tell you something. I have eaten 4 different boxes of them. The grilled pork chop, smoked cheddar cauliflower grits with barbecued butter and roasted zucchini and pomelo. And then I can't just read all these things, but let me tell you something. I even ate a vegetarian one, and it was out of this world. It was delicious. Me and Nancy, I thought we were going to fight over who got to eat all these meals when we were eating them, but eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code factorpodcast to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code factorpodcast at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Ever try learning a new language only to feel too nervous to actually speak it? That's where Rosetta Stone makes all the difference. With true accent, speech recognition, you get real-time feedback, helping you sound more natural and confident. Rosetta Stone is the go-to language learning program designed to fully immerse you in your new language, whether you're learning for travel, career, or personal growth. Don't wait. Unlock your language learning potential now. Dispatches from Myrtle Beach listeners can grab Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for life. Visit rosettastone.com/dispatches to get started and claim your 50% off today. Don't miss out. Go to rosettastone.com/dispatches and start learning today. It's time for, all right, Mr. Neal, what you think of this reel? We got some more paint hacks that people want me to look at.
Who's this first one?
This one is from Shelby Rose.
Okay. 10th Prestige. What? I don't know what that means. Oh. Is that the name of the paint, Dad? 10th Prestige? Ooh. Wow! Look at that, Dad. What you think?
Well, I've been trying to take all that in. Play that thing again, Logan.
What you think, Dad? What's happening?
Well, they did put enough paint on the brush to where they could pull it down and draw a straight line with it.
And that is satisfying.
And they're spreading it out good, so they've done a pretty good. They did a great job. I think they did a great job from what I could see. They kind of knew what they were doing.
Now you're not.
So they had enough paint on the brush.
I thought you were going to
put it down there and put it in.
This.
Because I have done that, and where them little grooves went down on that thing, you kind of have to push it in there, and then you feather it on down, and then you spread it back out where you can cut it out and paint the walls. So
no tape. Not in sight.
No, Shelby Rose, you did a good job with painting that around that, and if you do that everywhere else, I would be proud of it. I'd probably even give you a job.
Well, I don't know if Shelby was the one painting. I think Shelby might have just been the one who found the video. But
okay.
But the point still stands. This is the most impressive piece of paint cutting out around something that we've seen on this show, right?
That a person has done, yeah.
That's right.
That would be correct.
This is what you've been talking about. This is your gold standard. With no tape, with no double dipping of the paint, you've got this perfectly detailed edge. I thought you'd be on the verge of orgasm, Dad. This is exactly what you've been talking about for months.
I don't know about orgasm painting, but I thought they done a great job. I like it when I see somebody that's doing something like they're supposed to.
And I think that's why it says 10th Prestige on it. I think that is TikTok speak for upper echelon performance.
Oh, okay.
But don't quote me on that. But that is what that is. That right there was 10th Prestige.
Yeah. Well, Shelby, that was a good video, and they knew what they was doing. Well, let's see, Logan. We got one from Endi.
All right, Dad. Are we gonna get another paint-gasm?
I don't know.
You tell me.
Let's see.
This gadget makes cleaning your roller covers super easy. That's actually how I've been cleaning my 9-inch roller covers out lately. All you have to do is attach it to your sink or your garden hose outside, and there's holes in the middle of it.
You seen one of these, Dad?
Spin out. Haha. So, let's get started. All you have to do is put it into the slot on the side of it, and the water does the rest, which is so nice because you don't have to get your hands dirty, you don't have to get a 5-in-1 and scrape off the excess paint. You let the water take full control. I even show you here that I turn it on full pressure, and no water spewing at you. It contains it really well. Using this product to clean your roller covers saves so much time. For instance, when I just clean the roller covers with my hands, I'm spending 1.5 to 3 minutes each roller cover. It's not only for 9-inch rollers, works great with whiz rollers as well.
Well, Dad, have you ever seen the spin out before?
I have. I think all that was a great idea, and I have had a thing that you hook to a water hose. The one I had, you fitted it on the roller and you just push it up and down and it would wash it out. The only thing I disagree with what he said was that's wasting a lot of paint.
That's what I thought.
He should have took his 5-in-1 knife, put that paint back in the bucket, and then washed it out. And instead of taking a minute, it wouldn't have took but 30 seconds. So don't be. Hey, paint costs money, and when you got it, and you would be surprised how much paint is in it, especially if it's a 1/2-inch snap. When you cut it out with that 5-in-1, it may have a 1/4 of a gallon, or at least about that much in the bottom of a gallon that you put back in there you can use next time. So
that's right.
I like the little thing you wash it out with, but you need to be cutting the paint out of it before you do it and save that paint.
Because you're throwing it down the drain, and even though it's water-based paint, do you really want to be putting all that down the sink? It was an industrial sink, but but it's still going in the sewer line or going somewhere. Right. Maybe down, the thing he did say was you could use it outside and hook it up to a water hose and do it out there and just find a spot where the grass is at, because it won't kill. If it's latex paint, it won't kill the grass. It might turn it a little shade different. Might paint it. But, I would think it'd be better to do it outside where it's not going down a drain or something. But not as impressed with that one. But that first one, boy, I might have to watch that on my own time,
Yeah. You might, it don't make you want to quit what you're doing and go back to painting for me, though, does it?
No, I'm not that good. Yeah, but I know art when I see it, and that was it.
It's time for another edition of Myrtle Beach Mailbag. Well, Link, we got some emails, and we got one from Jill, and it says, "Hi, Charles. I'm from Denver, Colorado. I have a predicament I think you could help with. My husband loves to tell elaborate lies to see how gullible I am. For example, he said that croutons were invented by the Belgian monk Thomas Crut. And that's...
Maybe it's Crut. Thomas Crut.
Crut, whatever. Well, and let me believe that for months. Please help get him back. I have a feeling you could make up a great Southern tall tale I could use to get him back."
Okay.
Well, Jill, I think I got one. I used to be in a tractor club, and we did things with the 5th grade every year, and we set up a thing, me and Eddie Ray Thomas and some other people, and we set a board up and a thing going down through the board, and it had wheat on this end, and it had the grain in the middle, and then it had the grain where it had been ground up, and then it had a loaf of bread on the end sitting on the board. And this school teacher that had these 5th graders there came up to me and Eddie Ray and said, that loaf of bread come from the grocery store. And me and Eddie Ray looked at one another like, what? She's the school teacher. And we were thinking, and she was just, she didn't have no idea. So, Jill, you need to tell your husband, just tell him that bread just comes from the grocery store and it don't come from, you cut the wheat with a combine. you thrash it out, you run it through a mill and grind it up and make it up, and then they put it in a thing and put it in there and cook it, and they make bread that you buy at the grocery store. Just tell him, bread just comes from the grocery store, and see how long it takes him to figure out that it don't just come from the grocery store.
But Dad, but the bread at the end of the plank, where did you get it from?
From the wheat.
You made the bread from that wheat?
Yes, that's where bread comes from.
Yeah, but really though, I mean, are you sure you didn't just buy a loaf of bread from the grocery store?
Well, now we bought a loaf of bread and set it on the end. They do a demonstration from the grocery store.
Well,
but the bread, the bread had to get made somewhere from the wheat to go to the grocery store, to be processed.
Yeah, but you got it at the grocery store. So I'm just saying she wasn't wrong.
Yes, she was.
Oh, she wasn't. You told me you got it from the grocery store yourself. You just told me that.
Yeah, but that's just like
I know how.
Does milk? Does milk just come from the grocery store?
Yeah, not just, but yes, it does.
No, yeah, but where does it come from?
The grocery store. I mean,
where does it come from before it gets to the grocery store?
The milk truck.
And the milk truck gets it from where?
I don't know. The dairy, man.
Yeah.
The cows. I know it comes from the cows.
I know. So the same thing with wheat. It was just wheat. That when I was farming,
everybody can be right. Is all I'm saying. Like the teacher can be right.
No.
She's just as right as you are in a different way.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing with you about this anymore.
Okay.
I mean,
all right. I've made him mad.
Jill, just tell him. You can tell him whatever to do it like Link, or just tell him like me. Then this. Bread just comes from the grocery store. See what he says.
Okay.
All right. Giving me a hard time. Okay.
I'm with the teacher. I mean.
Yeah, you got a 4-year education too. I'm sorry, me and Eddie didn't. We just had a lifetime long education. That's what we had. So just figuring stuff out. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what Jill says later on.
Try that, Jill. Might not make you look good, but try it.
We got one from Kevin, and I don't say it's what's the last thing in your search history?
Okay, this is a good one, Kevin. All right, so. Like on your phone, you look confused. Search history.
Oh,
pull up your phone, and do you have like whatever app you go on the internet on? Open that.
Yeah, I did.
All right, and then down at the bottom there's a little icon that looks like an open book. You see that?
Well, I mean, I got it pulled up. I got the last thing I did with that I searched for.
Oh, so you click on the book and then it goes to history. All right. What's the last what's the last thing in your history?
Last thing in my history is what I had to change my password to get into my lab core where I had my blood drawn.
Oh. So you had to change your password?
Yeah, I forgot it. So that's the last thing.
Okay. And what did you change it to?
I'm not telling you that.
Okay, good. You passed. But what's the nature of your password? Like, is it something you made up, or do you have a password making app? Because that's what you need, Dad. I hate to tell you.
No, I made it up myself and did it just like they said. But
and do you remember it?
Yeah, I wrote it down this time.
Okay. Where did you write it down?
On a piece of paper up there in the house.
Okay. And did you
at the chair?
At the chair. And does it say like password to is it labeled password for LabCorp?
It says LabCorp password. That's exactly what it says.
Okay. Well, I guess your house is your domain, but if somebody comes in there and they want your blood, I'm less concerned about the LabCorp password and more about like how many other passwords do you have just written on a sheet of paper that any passerby could just like get into your AOL account. Oh no, you're not worried about this. I shouldn't be either.
No,
I can't get my own family to do passwords. I can't get you to do it either. Passwords, you should have a password app. Like
a password app
that creates passwords and then stores them, and then to get into that is another password.
Well, I'm not going to do that. I had to go in and change my password because I didn't remember it before. And you think I'm going to get a password app that I got to ask and change that password to? If I lose that sheet of paper, no, I am not.
Well, then you only have to remember one password that's super secure, and then it remembers all your other passwords that are all different from one another and nonsense to the human mind. Does that make sense?
Well, it kind of makes sense, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay. All right. I mean, what's the worst? If you get what?
I'll tell you what I will do. I'll just tell you this. When we meet in person.
No, Dad. No. I know what you're going to say.
You can help me set boundaries.
No. Only thing I'm going to set is boundaries. I'm not.
See that? You Myrtle Beach. I tried to get some help from my own son that I love so dearly, and he's setting boundaries on me now. So.
I mean, because what's the worst that can happen if somebody hacks into your LabCorp?
I mean, that I need to quit eating so much sugar.
Okay. All right, but what about your bank account? Do you do any online banking?
Yes.
And is that password? You don't need to be using that password for anything else.
No, I got 2 different passwords for both of my bank things.
And you don't use them for anything else, like your AOL or your your Walmart.com or whatever.
I don't do Walmart.com. I mean,
okay.
If I got to go to Walmart and I need something, I go get it. I don't need no password to go get it.
Well, you know what? The only reason I'm not helping you is because you got it on lock.
Okay.
You seem like you got it.
I have got that. I have got that on my phone. I don't like it, but I have got it.
What?
My phone, where you turn it on, you have to put a code in it where it opens it up.
Okay, good. Okay. So you literally have your phone on lock. Okay, that's good. All right.
So I've been trying to get it off, though.
Don't do that. And if you need any help with anything, ask Nancy's girls to help you, or Logan, because I know you're asking Logan for IT stuff, and she's a producer now. She's not,
and she does. And I'm not even going there. I'm not going to embarrass.
I know.
We did change one of your passwords, and I do know what it is.
Well, that's all right.
You're gonna be his password if you don't watch out. Boundaries.
But I don't think it was my bank account. So.
No, it was not. It was not.
Okay. All right.
But if she needs my bank account password, I'd give it to her.
Thank you.
Needed some money.
Thank you.
I'm gonna drop this because I don't want to be signing myself up for anything. You really got me. You got me with that one, Dad.
Okay.
That's it.
Well,
you want me to go away? That's what I'm saying is, if you want me to let this go, you found the key, which is putting me to work to fix it. Not gonna happen.
I found the key.
Not gonna happen.
And we got another email and link. It says, erase herpes fast.
And
it says, eliminate herpes for good with these methods. Click here to view full offer details.
Okay. You didn't, right? Don't.
No, I didn't.
And this is coming from somebody who suffers from herpes.
Yeah, I don't even want to be around them.
Of the lips, of the lips, of the mouth lips, of the head lips, of the face lips. These.
Any kind of lips.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying the only place I've ever had herpes is on my mouth, which is on my face.
Okay.
But once you got it, you can't get rid of it. So this is bullshit. Well, it's spam, Dad.
Okay.
What I've been lured in. Now here I am almost clicking. Click, Dad. I gotta find out. I carry around all types of pills in case something flares up. There's no getting rid of it. This is false hope. And then they're gonna ask you for your password to your bank account. Is what they're gonna be doing.
It's just like everything else. When I get stuff like this, I just go right down there to the bottom and hit DELETE. Delete. Doop, and it's gone.
Okay, good. It's good to hear.
So all you murder beasts,
you don't have herpes?
No.
Okay. Well, all right. No judgment if you do, because I do, and I don't. I mean, are you judging me?
No.
Yeah. See, there's no shame in it. There's not even. I mean, if you have the sexual STI herpes, it's different than what I have. I think.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have. I only have it on my lips.
Mm. You should have stopped 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. This is your fault, Dad.
No, somebody sent me in this email.
But it's your. Okay, all right.
It's my fault.
I feel like we've been at each other's throats today, and I just want to leave on a positive note. Let's each say something positive about the other person. You first.
I just think with whatever you've got, I'm glad that you've got a way to take care of it, and I still love you.
Okay, thank you. And whatever you have that you're not telling us about, I'm fine with you having it, and I hope you take care of it.
Yeah. Everything I got, you know about too.
Right. Nothing a little penicillin won't fix.
Mine's just leukemia, so
I ain't talking about your leukemia. Okay, yeah. All right. See, I think I got you beat. I mean, herpes, leukemia. Which do you want, internet? Huh? Huh? Yeah. Herpes?
Which you want to click a view?
Huh?
Yeah.
Come on, let's take a vote.
Yeah.
Who's team herpes? Who's team leukemia? That's what we can be. I'm team herpes. You're team leukemia. There's something there, Logan. I don't know for the future. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Link, looks like we've done it again. Yep. It was with all you Myrtle Beasts out there, and y'all keep sending them questions in, and it was fun having y'all here with us today, and we'll be back next week for another one.
Yep.
And don't forget to follow and subscribe wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. And while you're at it, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. And if you got a question, comment, or a story you'd like to share with me, email me at ratherbeshagging53@aol.com. And y'all have a great rest of the week. We can't wait to not disagree about where bread comes from again next time. So, it does come from the grocery store, but I mean, it don't come from the grocery store, so whatever. Love you. I'll see you next week.
Love you too, Dad.